Everybody, today we're going to start a video. It's actually a pretty extensive job for me here. This is a building that was a computer repair shop. It's right on the old 16 in Ossipee, New Hampshire. It got bought out. The marina next door, I've had some videos on where I've done some landscape stuff over there, fixed some drainage issues they had. They just bought this to extend that, so I got to make the landscape from, same thing over there match over here. So I've got to do a pretty major cleanup and re-landscape everything. All new plantings, fix the rock walls. We'll do a quick walk around. I'll show you what we're going to be getting into. That sign that's out near the road, I've got to rebuild that rock wall, do some plantings in that, make it look decent. A lot of this grass is going to be coming out for parking areas for boats and the electric carts and stuff they sell. But we're doing a quick cleanup, I guess you'd call it. They do want to leave. If it was me, I would clean right around that power pole, but they said it's got years before it's going to reach any wire issues, so they'd rather have me clean that up a little bit and maybe do a circle of red bark mulch. They also want this part of the hut top, they want me to continue a driveway over to that other dirt road that goes down over the hill. But I already started here a couple hours ago, but I figured I'd show. Same thing with these. I'm just going to clean them up, trim them up, and I believe we're just going to put some red bark mulch, make it look a little bit nicer, just to give a separation from the parking lot. Over here in front, believe it or not, this was all just packed in leaves and everything else when I started this afternoon, and I wanted to see what was at the bottom of it, but it's nothing that to write home about, so I think I'm going to come in tomorrow. They want to stick with the rock on the edge for the drip edge of the roof, which I think is a good idea, but we got to redo these gardens on either side of this door. All I'm going to do is take the rock that's there, that's been plowed around the last few years. We're going to try to make that outside edge just with natural rock. There's plenty around this lot if I look, but we'll neaten up that rock wall, put some nice bark mulch, some plantings. They want to get rid of all this ornamental grass and everything that's in there they don't like. But I've decided now I've got all the crap off the top of it and I can see it better. I'm going to actually just start over. I'm going to scrape that right out, probably scrape that stone out and start over with that too, rather than, they wanted me to just try to cut a straight edge there, but it's going to be more labor than if I just go in there with the BX and dig it out. So both sides of this door we'll be doing a simple stone edge for the drip edge of the roof, probably putting a little bit of loom in, make it look more like a raised bed. I can see over in the wood line where some stuff got dug out and thrown into that wood line, but I've literally I've been here a few hours just getting the stuff away from the building. Mentioned doing any stone here, but I think it might be just not a bad idea to continue that stone, even though it's not a drip edge. That way you're not weed whacking right against the building or whoever's going to do it. So I think I'm going to cut that and put some stone all the way down to that retaining wall. This right here, I'm cleaning this up just so it looks good in the backdrop when they're got boats parked out front. Down back, all I'm doing is a driveway. I don't think I'm responsible for any of the cleanup as far as the lawns. That might change, we'll see. But right now I'm just going to try to get some of this crap out of the wood line that's been thrown in there over the years. I believe this has been a business here since the 80s. But all this grass here, probably 25 feet deep, is coming out, and they want 3/4 road pack put in because they want to be able to park boats and stuff in there, which they're trying to get rid of all the lawn. Basically, they don't want any grass. Over here we're going to probably go, I think it ends up being 27 feet deep. We're going to dig that grass out, put gravel in, and where the hillside that goes up to the highway, we're going to put bark mulch so it matches the other side. And we're going to be giving that a spring cleanup and facelift too while we're doing this. But I just thought I would do a video, opening video, saying what we're going to be doing. It's actually a pretty big job. I'm probably going to be up here for a week and a half or so, probably 2 weeks. A day here and there I'll miss because I got other stuff going, but I'm going to fit this in. Right now my son-in-law's down back cleaning out a retention pond that keeps filling with sand every couple of years. This whole thing has been filled in over the years. The neighbor is another business, and what's happening is the back part of his lot got filled in with sand so all the fine sand keeps coming down and filling that retention pond that I put in. It's still working. It's just we're gonna have to clean it out every couple of years, I think, get the fine sand out of it. But right here we're gonna be putting a driveway in, more of a defined driveway, I should say, because they want to be able to get to the back of this building. It's I'll show the building while we're doing this. Upstairs is a very extravagant apartment. It's actually a house. It's a major, I'm gonna guess 3,000 plus square foot apartment upstairs of this business. They lived above it for a lot of years, and I don't know what their plan is now. I think they just want the downstairs for a showroom for the electric carts. They're going to try to customize the front door so they can have that as a showroom. Right here, all I'm doing is leaf blowing and cleaning up all the down limbs that have been, I believe the woman basically has just been living here for 10 years. I don't think it's had a yard cleanup for 8 to 10 years from what I'm seeing. But we got to go, same here. I'm going to dig the grass out, put some good gravel in, and turn it into this garage door. And they're going to keep a bunch of the electric carts down here. They want to be able to have quite a few here and keep them undercover. And it's a good extension to the business next door, so pretty good. I believe it's over 5 acres too, so that will help them down back. They were worried about property lines before. They're going to be putting up, I think, some buildings out back where they can take a fork truck and put the boats 3 or 4 high in the next few years. I think there's like a 5-year plan they want to do here, and it starts with me, which is good. So overall, the roadway I put in last year, that held up pretty good. This is what they call rock chip. I got rock chip because the reground hot top's getting harder and harder to get, and when you do find it, it's very expensive. So this rock chip is actually more affordable, and it seems to be bind up pretty good. So a couple diggers up here, but that's just from plowing this winter. But again, we're going to continue this rock. We're going to put like a circle around this pole, so when he comes in with a boat, he can go in and make a big swing. So this grass will be coming out, gravel will be going in. I just thought I'd do an opening to this video. Be a pretty cool project when it's done. A lot of room for improvement, so it should look a lot better when I'm done. We're just getting here this afternoon. I got a couple hours I can mess around up here, so I brought the little DX. I'm going to grub out some of the grass. I need enough gravel up here, so I'm having another trucker do it with the tri-axle. But I want to grub some of that grass out, and he can dump 4 or 5 loads there. I know he's bringing one this afternoon if he's got time, so but we're going to do that. And I'm also going to grub out near this sign around that. I got to make that rock wall look a little bit nicer, so we'll get to it. I grubbed out some of that grass. I'm going to scoop that up. The good thing about this lot, I can dump everything down back, but I just want to get enough of an area where tri-axle can come in, dump 3 or 4 loads right on the edge of this hut top, so that's going to be all boat parking. What we've decided to do here is continue this garden a little bit past the building. We're going to come around this corner and just round it into the wall here, just so that it's more of a finished look. Back there is just going to stay, I think it is what it is, I think so. But up here we wanted to level it so the water runs off everything. I do believe they're getting this recoated. They got a price both ways, ripping it right out, and I don't think they like that. So, and it really ain't that bad. There's no reason not to put a couple inches over the top of this. Maybe take out near the front door. A couple places that it swelled and cracked real bad, but overall you could shim it and then go over it with a couple inches. But so this rock wall that used to twist into the end of the house, now it's going to go probably 6 or 7 feet past and round in, and there's plenty of rock around here. Plus I got a bunch of stuff at home. I think I'm going to make these 2 side gardens on either side of this door look pretty good. But we're going to grub this out. There's a hell of a root system. There's all kinds of like flowers and different bushes that have blown in here and grown. A couple of the root systems in here, like I said, it's literally like ripping up glued carpet. It's crazy. to show I got that grubbed out. There's a pretty good piece of ledge in that corner, but there's going to be a good foot of 3/4 crushed gravel going in there so they can back the boats in off the edge of this hut top. They kind of want the boat trailer sitting in the dirt, basically have the tongue on this hut top. That way there's plenty of room for parking, and maybe a specialty boat will stay on the hut top. But I think they're looking to get a lot more stock up here, and a little more of an eye catcher when there's 30 or 40 boats out front for sale. But this here, I'm just going to kind of create an angle. He just wanted to wrap it around the corner a little bit. They don't want to get too crazy with plantings. They really don't want any maintenance, so I'm just going to probably get some type of cypress tree that will crawl around, you know, just the ground, pretty much ground coverage. I'm going to do both sides of the doorway with the same stuff, probably multiple colors. And this rock wall, like I said, will continue around. There's a bunch of rocks down back between both lots. I think there's about 20 acres here, so there's plenty of rock picking. If I don't have something, I think some stuff I got at the house might be better looking to top it with. I don't believe the grass or any landscape's been done here for at least 8 years, and that's what manager next door thinks too. It's like almost like tied in knots. It's just weird how it grew. But I got to grub around that enough so I can rebuild that wall, and we're going to do some plantings in there. They want that to be the focal point on this corner. So, and then like I said, we're going to be bark mulching here and over where those other boats are. Last year I put that little landing in for them so they could have boats up closer to the road. This grass is just like tied together. Originally that's what they wanted to do on this side. They just didn't like the price that came with it, so we're just going to doll up what's here. Alright, we're going to call it a day here anyways. I still got some dirt to move, but they got that big load of gravel here, so now he'll know where to go tomorrow. What I found was pretty good. I was worried they were going to have that wire not buried deep enough and all that, but I think we're going to be in good shape. I just got to grub all that grass out. And the little backhoe on that BX worked pretty good too. It reached right up in there and curl it out. Believe it or not, that is a lot of work if you were doing that all with a shovel. But I grabbed like big pieces of carpet of it. It's like taking up big pieces of carpet. It came right out pretty good, and I pulled away from the rock too. All right, some of the rock wall fell, but I got to rebuild this. Like I said, this is going to be a pretty good focal point for them. I'm going to plant it. Like I said, I think they want very low maintenance. All right, we're done here today. I also want to show my daughter she tells me to grab everything that's like when we're digging out gardens. Sometimes we end up with some real good stuff. There is some ornamental grass that she wants, but it's buried in that pile, so when I move that pile next week, I'll try to find it for her. And, she's got different parts of her yard. She'll plant it in, get it cleaned up, weed it out, and then she'll move it up into the main part of her yard. I just want to show I dug out around that. I'm going to try to throw that wall together a little bit better than it was. Right now I'm just trying to use up what's there. I brought this, but most of that just scraps I had at the house, and most of that will probably be around the front of the building. I just dumped it there this morning. I brought it up in the dump truck, but I'll use a few pieces. But I think there's plenty of rock here to do what I got to do. But I'd like to get this one done today and plant it. But I just thought I'd take a shot where we're at. I'm just showing, picking through what I brought up. Most of this is going to go over in front of the building. There's rocks all over this property. I'm going to go look for some rocks to fill in that last corner. Then we're going to throw some material in there and do some plantings and bark mulch it. That pretty much my project for today. I talked to the manager. He said that's good enough. That's way better than it probably was originally. Just squares it up a little bit better, but I'm going to start planting it. I got a mixture of stuff. They wanted like zero maintenance. I don't have to worry about watering it, pruning it. So we're going to keep it simple. All right, just want to show I planted one side of that. We got that grubbed out. Put some gravel in. I did have some bank run gravel I cleaned out of the pond, or sandy gravel I put in the bottom of that. But they want to try to widen this 8 or 9 feet. We're going to put some erosion stone. Probably be 3/4 stone, 3 or 4 feet wide around that rock wall. I think it'll look better. We used up about half of a triaxle load of gravel, and I neatened up that bark mulch pile because I'm probably going to bring another 15 yards in tomorrow, maybe tonight, we'll see. I'd like to get all of it here. That BX works better than I thought. This bucket's a little bit different than my older BX. It tips pretty flat, so you go across the parking lot, you don't really lose anything out of it. So now I know that. I'm just going to get all the bark mulch here in that one spot, and then we can move it around with the BX, because I got to do all that bark mulch next door too again, freshen it up. We're back on this one. I guess you call it the marina job, but I did that so far. I got to do some more plantings up next to the building. They don't have a lot of money they want to spend here, but they want it to look better. So I'm just going to do more of I dug everything out. It was a raised bed. I dug everything out. I'm going to take this rock wall apart, add a couple rocks to it, put new stone against the building, weed paper it. But I'm not going to get real crazy. I'm just going to weed paper next to the building where I'm going to be putting the new stone. I'm also going to put like a small erosion stone a couple feet out on each side of this set of this ramp. I don't like how they had the loom and stuff right up against it. I like doing the stone too, because that stone you can treat with a weed killer if it does become an issue. You can see I've shoveled out a lot of the stone, 2 or 3 inches of height out of that. But we're going to come in and put some stone in place. Probably put probably a 4-foot piece of weed paper there, put the stone in place, and we're going to do a raised bed, so I'm not too concerned about this. We'll be dumping them. I do my raised beds with gravel and then plug plant with loom where the plant's going to be. You have a lot less weed issue. They actually said they don't want a weed paper. I guess there are other businesses, they found it was more difficult to deal with, 4 or 5 years down the road than just being able to treat it. So for the bulk of the stuff I'm doing here, I'm just going to put bark mulch 4 or 5 inches thick, and we're going to treat it with preen, which I have had pretty good luck with the last few years. Where that drain comes down, I think we're just going to put a small erosion stone in that little cavity. But like I said, we're just going to be doing, they gave me a budget they want to stick with, and it ain't that much on what we're doing here, so we'll get to it. I just want to show real quick what I'm doing. I'm just trying to make that rock edge look a little bit better. I folded a piece of weed paper in that where that stone is, but I like the stone too because, like I said, he can treat it with a weed killer in the spring. Once halfway through summer, you normally don't have an issue. Plus I dug out most of the organics that were in there that had rested against the building. But and I dig the holes, and then I plug plant and just put loom where the plant is, and I have real good luck doing this for like 10 years now. But I just thought I'd take a shot where we're at. I'm not leaving the camera on here because the road noise here is incredible. It's bad. A lot of trailer trucks come down over that hill with the Jake brake on. They go up. The trucks are barking pretty good, so it actually distorts the camera. I just want to take a shot. This is what I mean when I say I plug plant and put loom in where the plant's going. I dig the hole 3 to 4 times the size of the root ball, break the root ball apart, give it soft material, good material to grow into. This case here, I didn't have loom up here, so I just stopped and grabbed some good plant and soil. But a lot of people don't understand when I say plug plant what I mean. And using the gravel to shape everything, you just don't end up with the weed issues. Now I tell homeowners this is the way I do it. I pretty much stopped using weed paper. I'm not saying I don't use it. I'm actually going to use some on this job site, but these gardens like this, you're better off just treating them with preen. but I just thought I'd take a shot and let you know. Like I said, a lot of people have that question, what plug planting is. That's what plug planting is to me. So and there'll be people that argue with me that this isn't the way to do this, but I know what I've had good luck with now for probably plus 10 years. So I've been stepping away from the weed paper, and the weird part is I just used it. That's what I started with. I used it for a long time. Then you go back to a job, you know, 6-7 years later, because there's a weed issue and you got to rip everything out, and homeowners start dealing with it. And now 90% of people tell me they don't want weed paper. We'll show you one side's done. That's what they wanted. Like I said, just a little border with the rocks that were already here, but that's what that's finished product's going to look like. And then over here we're starting again. We'll get all that stone shoveled away from the bottom of the building, get the organics. What was here for a mound of stuff just bled back into that stone. It was the fines, but if I don't dig that out and put some weed killer and stuff like that on it, it's going to just be a weed issue next time it rains probably. So we're trying to clean it up. But like I said, we're started. This was what we're starting with. I did bring some rocks to make it look a little bit nicer that I had around the house, but like I said, that works for now. I was going to do a 6x6 timber, but they wanted to just use the rock that was here. Like I said, they got a lot of money to spend here getting this building ready to have a retail store here, so this was the least of their worries. They just wanted to neaten it up. We're going to call it here today. We got around that, grubbed out a little bit. I probably will weed paper that, and we're just going to bark mulch it so it looks a little bit neater. And over here I got grubbed out. There was a couple big rocks in there. I thought it was a big boulder, but I got everything to move with the, even though all I had today was the BX. But we just got he just wants to be able to pull through there with a boat trailer without hitting any brush. So we'll just do a quick gravel. I don't even think we're going to put 3/4 rock on that. We're just going to leave it gravel because it's going to match up to the one that goes down the hill. But other than that, we wrap things up on the front of the buildings. All we're going to do. They wanted something inexpensive, but to give it a little bit of a facelift. And I used the existing rocks and brought a couple from home. Nothing great, but it looks better than it did, and definitely better than it did. I believe they're going to put some like signage all over that front of the building, because the siding's all cracked if you look. But I don't think they're too worried about it, because they're going to put banners up, probably boat advertisements and stuff like that. And they're also going to sell those electric carts here, golf carts basically. So that end's done. Next thing we'll probably do is this. I'm going to come back and knock all that grass down up on that hillside. We're going to weed paper that, and that's all going to be red bark mulch all the way across. I haven't decided what we're going to do at the end of this parking area. He mentioned bark mulch the other day, but my price didn't include that, and that's going to take a lot more. We're already I believe we're 30 plus yards, because I had two 15-yard loads I brought up, and I brought up 1-ton load of older stuff I had. That a good place to use it up. Every year you get red, it's always a little bit different, so if you got any left in your bin, you mix it in with the new stuff. Over there we're just leaving that natural grass behind it. They just want to be able to back in with boats onto a gravel pad, so we'll make that decision. It's also, them are big boulders up in there, because I went and tapped on those when I had my MX 6000 up here, and I believe them are the top of a big boulder. We might be better off just knocking that down once and letting it fly in that corner. I'm just going to do like a 45-degree angle with the bark mulch. Other than that, we got the stone around that sign this morning. That's all gravel, but we didn't put weed paper on any of that. We dug it out, put all gravel. Shouldn't be a weed issue, plus you can treat it if it is. But that's actually got a pretty good amount of water that comes in there and drains through it. So I wanted a pretty good thickness of stone there, but we'll load it up, calling it a night. I believe it's like 6:30. I snuck up here for a few hours, grubbed out around that. He's going to have his pathway down through there. I'm going to be bringing a bigger tractor up Thursday, but I grubbed that out. There is a boulder in there. I'm not going to move. I'm going to bridge over it. But we got this garden shape. This one here, we're just going to put red bark mulch. I was going to weed paper it, but now we've decided we're just going to red bark mulch it so it looks like a finished thing. But it's got a lot of blueberry bushes. I think that will come in just be a natural filler. Originally there was a lot of trash. There was a lot of empty plastic bottles, glass bottles. I found probably a half a bag of garbage in there. So we just want a clean circle. We'll see what happens. I might put a big boulder in there too if I can find one down back. It'll break it up a little bit other than just having a big blob of red bark mulch. I trimmed it down pretty good, and like I said, we shaped it somewhat of a shape, and we'll go from there. Just a simple elongated circle, and we're going to treat the heck out of that with a preen, and the edges I'll just spray. This here ain't quite done yet. I'm not going to get crazy with stone in there though. I don't want all that needs to be a packed driveway that's going to go down back for boat storage. But I agree with him, it'd be nice to be able to come in with a boat. If you're swinging a boat around, go down over the hill through there if there's something in the way, because they have stuff out where people can see it on display. But I just went around the outside edge with the stone because we have, the other day I've been here working when it's had some pretty good downpours. The water comes across this parking lot and it would probably just take that edge out every time. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to leave that stone so the water disperses to it slower. But just going to gravel, like I said, I'm only getting paid to just throw regular gravel here and make this apron go into that other roadway that goes down over the hill. Then we'll be putting a back driveway to this building too, because they have the electric carts parked in the basement. There's a garage door in the back. They want to do a better roadway to that. I believe they're getting the parking lot done, or at least seal coated. So I don't believe it's going to be me doing it. We'll see. But that's where we're at. Like I said, I had about 3 hours to come up here today and mess around. Now I got to go and I got a retaining wall I got to do real quick before something's rented. I don't want to be there when renters are there. They want me to get that hill all done up and bark mulched all the way to the end and get the stone. They want the very front of it pretty much done, so I'll get to it. It's a pretty good job, so I don't want to piss them off. I'm gonna wrap it up today. It's getting ready to rain. You can tell it's starting to sprinkle. Of course, the chance rain got worse and worse as the day went on, but I'm getting wrapped up here. I finished the bark mulch down the side of the road. Got that all weed papered. Looks a different color because it's a different load, but that will blend in. The other stuff's been downpoured on a couple times. They want a little more bark mulch put in that corner. They want that garden extended right into the wood line. I'm probably going to have just about enough mulch. I brought 3 15-yard loads and I think an 8-yard load, and that's what's left. That's how much it takes to do all this, just to give people an idea. And I told them I was stopping at the pole, and I'm glad I did. But that's also, I got everything over here I think in place that I'm going to need to do this other side of the parking lot. Show you real quick. I just brought the BX and I put piles all the way down through. But I weeded and trimmed some of the bushes. We're going to trim some more. Those green things that are poking up out of the ground, then pop right out. So I think my wife will probably come up and help me with this either tonight or tomorrow. I got 5 rental properties that are rented Friday. A little more of a priority. To me, it seems like these lilacs are early. I could be wrong. I'm gonna ask my wife about it. State flower, I guess you want to call it, is a lilac, a shrub. It's a bush actually, but like I said, we're gonna get this spread tonight or tomorrow. But I got enough over here in place. We just got to do a little more weeding. I'll probably neaten up this stone because I got plenty here. I think they're looking to have the boats over there advertised this weekend. Today's Monday and the holiday weekend's coming up. I think it's Monday actually, but I know they've got more of these boats than I've ever seen here, and I think they're looking to do more across the parking lot. People can see them, they'll buy them. They have, it's like whatever you want to spend now on a boat. It's crazy. I believe some of like that pontoon right there, I believe is over $100,000. So well over, I think. Some of these other ones are like 97, depending on what motor it has on them. This is a trade-in they've already got this year. Figured I'd not a lot to do with my landscape company, but these boats are nice. They're all aluminum. There's no pressure treated plywood in those floors. Every bit of that boat's aluminum, and this case is some fiberglass, but most of them are just aluminum. So that's one I've never seen till today. That I think he just brought that up Friday. They're bringing them up. He goes and grabs a couple a week. Their main marina is in Mass, so this stuff comes up. But even that trailer is pretty sweet if you look at it. The way it adjusts. It's all galvanized. Power up, power down. I mean, pretty cool. Alright, we're going to call it for today. I'm not going to walk down back and show you. I did a roadway out back so they could get into the basement of the building. Every time I go out there I end up with ticks on me. So, but I'll just show you, we got the bark mulch redone over here. Did some weeding and trim the bushes back. I think this fall we might come in and rip some of this stuff out. But that dolled it up a little bit. Like I said, that's gave it a little bit better facelift. A lot easier to manage. Alright, just want to show we're wrapping up here. There is a couple things I got to do here, but I'm not doing them because we're getting 2 inches of rain tonight, and you can't put any type of liquid product down for the weed issues. But normally I have a mixture I mix up myself with vinegar and stuff like that, but it needs to stay down for 2 or 3 days. I do a lot of stuff on the lakefront, so I use a lot of stuff that's friendly to the water. But I found out I got a mixture now that works probably better than the hazardous stuff does, so it's probably better for me to be using too. But it's something I'm not going to put down knowing there's 2 inches of rain coming tomorrow. So they're fine. They don't even know I'm going to do it, but I'm going to come back up probably next week. We seem to be having that spring where it rain every other day. Yesterday they didn't even call for rain, and I got rained on for 15 minutes up here, so it's like crazy. But I did the best I could. I wished I could have got better pictures in, but it's real windy, and the camera, I don't think you're going to hear half of what I say. The winds, the storms are already coming in right now. You can tell by the winds. It's getting dark. It's actually real cold. What is it, 40? It's like 47 degrees right now, which is cool for this time of year. And it was cool this morning. I don't know how cold it was this morning, but it was cool, way cooler this morning. But anyways, this job took a long time because of the rain, and the footage is going to be difficult for my daughter to put together. So please, if you see some weirdness to it, it's because there's a bunch of videos that she's got to edit and put together. And again, if you like this content, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.